Crypto Warriors! Double O in the his house! Let's go, folks! Hey. So guess what? I'm gonna be all by myself this morning. Brazen is busy taking care of our handling business at the moment. So yeah, you got me this morning. I'm basically setting up. I'm waiting for you guys to join. Let me know if you see the comments or if you can hear my voice so that we can get going here. All right. Today it's the usual Thursday Bitcoin update and the latest news. So we'll be going through some, Bitcoin technical analysis and, talking about what my hot topic is for the day or for the week. Give me a second here while I set up. All right. Let's go. How's your Thursday morning going, by the way? Let me know. It would be nice to know. I guess handling this bear market has been crazy. Mad crazy, for sure. Let me put on those comments. All right. Let me know when you guys join. I'm over here looking at the streams. See if I have any comments. And I'll get going in a few minutes here. All right, folks. We're live. Let me get the screen going here. Bitcoin update. I know everybody's really sad, so it's all right. It's all part of the game. By the way, I took some notes here. I have a little bit of a speech to give. Let's see if it flows well after all of this. All right, let's see who is on. Let's see. I don't see any comment yet. That said, I will just go ahead and get started. Folks are watching. Okay. All right. Bitcoin update. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Share. Yeah. All right. This is what's going on with Bitcoin right now. Excuse all the lines on the screen. This is just the way Double O works. I like all my lines. And as you can see, we have all the different markets elements going on the side. What's going on with NASDAQ? What's going on with, SPY? They say Bitcoin is correlated to the NASDAQ. Is that really true? It did a little bit of the correlation in the past few days, but it seems to be back on again. It's on and off. But I find it interesting that, the NASDAQ is down, is up. Let's see, it's going up right now. But Bitcoin is still kind of down, which is quite understandable. This is a zoom out view of Bitcoin, by the way, folks. As you can see, it's been in the route in the bear market for quite a while. It did make a little bit of a recovery sometime in March, but that got knocked down again. Question is, Kenny, Double O, are you still investing in Bitcoin? Yes, I am. I was lucky to grab it at the bottom over there a few days ago, and it still seems to still be coming back down. Should you still be buying Bitcoin? Not financial advice. I'm buying Bitcoin because I believe in the value or the impact that it's meant to make to the community. So yeah, let's take a quick, bigger understanding of Bitcoin. Quick view here. If you look at the RSI, right, this is how big investors know when to enter into the space. RSI, for example, here is below 30. It's at 26.78. If you're a trader, you know a lot about entry point at the 30 point of the RSI. And I'm sure you can probably see the trends of each time the RSI has gone back down. It has eventually come back up. RSI is at 30 as a usually good times to buy, or below 30 is usually a good time to buy for the momentum upwards. And we have a point where we said that since we were at the 29K level, which was our tough support level, we were predicting that Bitcoin was going to hold, but it did not. So yeah, we would like to admit that, our technical analysis failed there, because it did fail that RSI. Even though it made an attempt upwards, it quickly reached 50. The goal is for it to reach 70 if you're day trading, but it literally reached 50 and was right back down to 30. And that 30 was a big hammer down. So as you can see, we are below that. Now, here's my concern. looking at the chart that I was showing you guys earlier, it's a bit risky because this current can, right? Again, this is all technical analysis, not even looking at the market indicators or like what's going on in the markets, the macro factors, what's going on with access to money, because as you can see, the impacts, the recession that we're now in as a country. The question is this a good point for Bitcoin to be in? When you look at that candle, that's not good, especially where it's at in the Fibonacci levels. It's currently crossing the 0.618. Any candle that crosses the 0.618 majority of the time tends to go towards the 1 Fibonacci level. So the question now is, if the next candle opens on this super trend line, this green line right here, and it becomes red, there's a high probability that it's going to cross the 0.786 and come back to 1, which now makes Bitcoin even much cheaper at $14,000. Now, we'll put a line, the yellow line here, even though we have the super trend line here, the green line, because that was a previous support level here, historic support level here. If you zoom out a little bit more, excuse the slow speed of the internet there. But historically, we have a support level here, and that is why we have a support level at 19K. It's strong, of course. Could be a hidden resistance if you want to call it that, but it's still a resistance. And yeah, it's bad. But that said, though, 14K now is a possibility for Bitcoin. 19K and 14K. For 19K is a resistant, but 14K is also possible at Bitcoin. Now, what we have to understand now is this. If we zoom in into what's going on a daily basis, it's literally a battle back and forth. And what's causing this battle is because Bitcoin is being traded. It's being traded by the big funds, the hedge funds, the banks. And either way it goes, up or down, they have the bots, all the tools to make money in the system. I personally don't trade Bitcoin, but if you trade Bitcoin, that's good for you. There's a lot of leveraged Bitcoin traders out there, and there's a lot of money to be made, because each time we've looked at this trend analysis, 90% of the time it has worked. But just based on the fundamentals of Bitcoin, I don't trade Bitcoin. We still use the same technical analysis to trade other cryptos. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, Cardano is one of those ones that have been very consistent, not as volatile as Bitcoin, and it's much easier to trend the patterns with. So if you're out there trading, you might want to check out Cardano. It's an easy tradable options. That said, let me go ahead into my topic of the day. Before I do that, though, I want to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Are you concerned about Bitcoin? If you ask me that, yes, I am concerned about Bitcoin. But should you be concerned about Bitcoin? Yeah, maybe you should be concerned about Bitcoin. Everybody's risk profile is different. My risk profile, I've noticed that every time I've taken major risk, I've gotten major returns. I invested heavily during the COVID crash when everybody was screaming, and got major returns. American Airlines was crashing. I think I got American Airlines at $2. Just name it. Carnival Cruise, Southwest Airlines, Save, those were all great investment at the time. Now, if you look at Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin, which we all know, is a new technology. It's not just currency. It's a technology that's intended to make an impact, not just to money, but to the way, or not just impact, also disrupt the way institutions, old money, banks, control the world as we know it, right? And this disruption is not something that will be taken lightly or easily. And at the moment, I would say that both the general economy and Bitcoin itself is going through that battle where old money wants to continue to have a strong hold on the way you spend money, right? Let me go ahead and change the screen so that you guys can see my screen. On the way you spend money. And for them to do that, they have to crash the markets. They have to have full control in the way that the Federal Reserve thinks that they have full control. And you can see this through the initial attempt at USDT. Even though USDT ended up paying about $18 million in fees. That was one. UST was definitely a successful battle against Bitcoin, which caused a dip, but Bitcoin did not fail. And as you can see right now, they are literally trying to crash the entire market. And when I say they, because folks will be like, who are the they? The Federal Reserve, which is controlled by the old big money, right? And by doing that, they're trying to limit the amount of money out there. And when you don't have money, majority of people, especially retail investors, which lack the unity, start getting out of the market. And this is when they accumulate. Now, they can accumulate as much Terra as possible, and they might be trying to kill Bitcoin because of the disruption it brings to their space. That said, I think Bitcoin is designed in such a way, not that I think, I know that Bitcoin is designed in such a way to survive that. Yeah. Thank you. Big fact, big facts. Yeah. Yeah, it's been silent for a while. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments here. Yeah. So Bitcoin is designed to survive all of that. Satoshi Nakamoto was really smart to have designed it to survive a 51% attack. And I don't think they can accumulate as much Bitcoin to sell it off, no matter the spot, not spot ETF, the ETF that they have with $1 billion. I'm sure that's contributing a lot to part of this, and that's part of the reasons why if you see all these sell-offs, if retail investors have the unity that the hedge funds do have, they should be able to survive this, which is one of the reasons why I recommend that folks join communities and get involved in the space and start buying up, because what they are doing right now is that they're using the $1 billion ETF to drive the price down, because when people see a sell-off, people that are not educated enough about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies and the value that they bring to society, they start selling off. And that's part of what is driving the prices down. And we've not seen something as bad as this in the Bitcoin space in a while. And that's part of what we get when the big banks come into the space. I would also say that let's remember what happened to the internet. When the internet first came out, it was free for everybody. Actually, what the internet did was decentralize information, knowledge, which we now all can be on YouTube and be on the Gentlemen of Crypto and learn about Bitcoin and the crypto space. The internet did that. But over the years, as you probably saw in the later 90s, that became centralized. That became controlled by a very small group of companies and people. Same thing happened to the operating systems when you started using the applications. The Windows operating system got a lot of funds by the big by the big hedge funds, which killed operating systems like Linux or Unix, which were much more powerful, much more secure than the Windows operating system, right? So that happened to the happened to the operating system battle as well. And Apple, which is actually a much more secure operating system than Windows, has about 3% of the market, while Windows have a majority of the market. That's one of the other issues that you saw happen to the Windows operating system, to the operating system. See, look at me. I'm even saying Windows operating system. To the operating system battles. We can even go as far as looking at, we can even go as far as currency itself. After World War II, the US dollar became the main currency. And then we eventually went back and pushed back and said, you know what? We don't even need gold. We just go based on faith. So that said, Bitcoin is going through a battle. I think it's our responsibility, everybody, to understand that we're going through a battle, and we need to play our part in joining, Gentlemen of Crypto, joining a community of Bitcoin enthusiasts. And what? I can't even pronounce this morning. That said, though, yeah, we need to play our part in the space, because this battle cannot be won by just sitting down and complaining or saying, oh, it's a bear market, I'm selling, I'm getting out. It's a battle, and the system is designed in such a way that it should win, but we also need to play our part and not let them win like they've won in the past with the internet, with the operating systems and so on and so forth. So that said, let's go to today's topic. Now, these are the big banks. This topic, again, is exactly what I'm saying. The big banks are accumulating. And the wallet sizes of Bitcoin are increasing, even in this bear market. But majority of retail investors are coming, believing the FUD, which, again, the banks also control the media, which is controlled by a very small group of people. So here's an article here from the Daily Huddle, and it says top fidelity macro analyst says Bitcoin way oversold as key on-chain metric reaches 2011 levels, which is kind of true. This goes back to what I was showing you guys earlier. When the stochastic lines go below 30, that is what you call oversold, right there. And when you see an oversold indicator on a valuable stock, that means that is when you enter, especially if you're swing trading. And that is what Fidelity is saying as well. Now, we were wrong. If you look at the charts, we were wrong when we said, excuse me one second here. We were wrong when we said that 29K level was the support level. Maybe we weren't wrong. Maybe just that the battle was even stronger than we expected, and the battle hasn't ended. We said that was going to be the spring if we were following the Wyckoff theory, but apparently we failed the Wyckoff theory now. And is this the new spring? Is 14K the new spring? Is 19K the new spring? I don't know. Nobody knows anymore. At this point, Nasdaq correlation is just on and off. Wyckoff is off to shoot now. None of the indicators, none of the studies, past studies, is proven to be fact anymore. So what we basically have to do is our own involvement in the space. So let's look at the involvement in the space by looking at this Fidelity article here. What they are saying in this article is that the wallet sizes for Bitcoin holders hasn't gone down. As a matter of fact, you can also look at it in the form of the PE ratio in terms of Bitcoin price to network ratio. The prices have gone back down to 2011, well, it's 2017 from what I'm seeing here, 2017 level. If someone tells you that Bitcoin has crashed, it has not crashed. The value of Bitcoin is still there. People are still buying Bitcoin. Question you should be asking yourself is, who's buying the Bitcoin while the FUD has been released to the market? Are you buying Bitcoin, or are you allowing them to FUD you out of the market? The demand curve is still showing Bitcoin demand increasing as well. If you look at the on-chain analysis of Bitcoin, there's increasing accumulation of Bitcoin while the prices are going down. So it's a bear market. And if you remember what Warren Buffett said, even though I'm not a big fan of him, it's a guy that has accumulated a lot of money and have decided that innovation is not his thing anymore. It's just growing and expanding the current markets that he has control over. What he said is that, in situations like this is when millionaires are made. When there's blood on the streets, this is when you go out and you take the risk. And I've been there. I've done it. I've seen the return on investment while taking risk like this during times like this. So the question is, should you be concerned? Yes. But should you be investing? Not financial advice. I'm investing. I'm buying my way through it. And that's basically what's going on right now with Bitcoin. If you have anything that you want me to do technical analysis on, go ahead and post it in the chats real quick. If you don't have anything, you just want to post a comment, let me know. I'll go ahead and gladly talk about it. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's basically what's going on with Bitcoin right now. It's going to be a battle. It's a bear market. And if you remember, bear markets don't last forever. They never last forever. A bull run is going to come eventually. It might come in October. If you look at the SPY historical charts, are we going to be in a recession for a long time? Yeah, recessions do happen. Is it going to last forever? I don't know. But when you look at Bitcoin, its fundamentals, its promise to our communities, to our lifestyle, I am investing in Bitcoin. And that's basically all I have to say. Yes, and that's it for today, guys. It's been a wonderful show. We'll be back. I'm sure Brazen will be back on next week. And it was a blast. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks. Go.